What is going on? 2011 F250s. Actually, I got a pair of Super Duties, same color, same truck, one long bed, one short bed, but somebody came in complaining of their little battery light on. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna show you where the problem is, and we're not fixing it how I fixed it every other time. We're gonna be fixing it with something new. I think you guys should check this out because this is for you. Let's go. All right, everybody, thanks so much for coming back, checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here and glad to bring you something that's gonna be worthwhile talking about on your 2011 through 2016 Ford Super Duty. Now, as you saw in the very beginning, we talked about why this came in, and the battery light is on. Why is the battery light on? Well, it's a good thing you should say, because I have a huge playlist talking about battery repairs, battery lights, and the wiring issues that I have found. And I would say I think I have maybe 7 of those videos, I think, specifically on this model. But this is the first time that I have had the opportunity since being out of the institution to use something not than a Ford wiring repair. Now, this is the new one from Fleece. There's the part number right underneath it. They have one for your Alumiduty and one for your steel body. Don't get too many Alumiduties, steel bodies all day long, but check out the connector. Let's go right here, we can set it down. Check out the connector. We have a very nice OEM looking female, male, and we have it wrapped in some nice sheathing. Got some weatherproofing going into the 3-pin connector that is now going to your alternator. And then off of that bundle, we have a big eyelet that is going to be going to the high current junction block. That's right here on the side of your battery. Here's your steel body passenger side battery. Let's get some illumination. I'll show you guys exactly where we're going to be going. I need a soapbox as I preach the good word of the 6-7 gospel to you guys. We have a bunch of connectors along the side of the battery, passenger side. We have actually 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and there's one more right below. We are going to be going for this one right here. And if you look at the new one, it's not going to have a red tab on that one, but we're going to have the same kind of button. This button is sitting like this, and we need to hit this button and pull this end out. But before we get to that, you guys are probably going to wonder where that problem was. I've had quite a few on this side. Actually, what transpired was this customer was in Florida and had a battery light come on and tried to go through my video but could not successfully do so. So we're gonna go underneath and familiarize yourselves with the underside of your truck. Now, I have, every time I get a battery light problem, and unclip all of the zip ties because it just holds it in way too tough. And then you got vibration and whatnot, and it can really be a pain in the butt. However, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have found every single one of the problem, and I've had to fix it the right way because I've been at the dealer. I would expect you guys to do nonetheless, hence the playlist for batteries. But what the customer did on his own had verified that we had power on that small red wire. The purple and the yellow go to the PCM. That is how the PCM controls the alternator or the generator. There's a gen monitor and a gen command. And it can't do anything. Battery light is on. So we verified we had power, load tested the red, and it lit a test light, incandescent test light. And that leads us to believe that we have a problem with the red, with the purple, and the yellow. So I had them unclip all the zip ties, told them to give some tugs, and they couldn't find any of the problem. So before I started working today, I wanted to clip a couple more zip ties, and guess what? I found it. The yellow wire, right coming out of the trough, you can see the yellow wire sticking up right there. You guys see it right there? It's in the right spot. Let me push it down so you can see it against the engine. I had a hard time seeing it myself. Yeah, there it is right there, okay? So that yellow wire, I was able to pull from the trough down below. And if I didn't have this fleece harness, I'd be doing, a wiring overlay and just putting those two together. So now that we have this harness, the three wires, the red, the yellow, and the purple, are now all in our new harness and is totally bypassed. So now I think that allows me to tell you guys exactly what harness you're going for, or what connector, and we'll get this taken off. This one right here, see this button? I don't think I'm gonna, I might be able to do it. It might stay, it might not. I feel like the tabs popped just a little bit. Oh, no way. Well, I hope it works as smooth as it did for you, as it did for me. All right, well that's one of the connections. And then we're gonna have to peel this off. This has got a little button. And pull that off. Let's set that aside. Okay, let's get our new harness. New harness. All right, let's drape this in here. Let's untwangle it. All right. I like how we have this one. It's allowing the red to be on top. So there's the tab. The tab's gonna go right back in how we took it out. If I can get it in there. All right, that's 100% clicked in. Now this one here is gonna be the same thing. Ooh, and I'm not even gonna have to twist the wiring. Check it out. That boy's gonna go right in. Click. Oh yeah, and it's got a red tab. All right, so that is completely good to go. You're gonna route this forward. All right, but before we do that, let's bring our red guy in. And we're gonna do something just like this. Let's get a 13. All right, 13 milli coming off. Don't drop the nut. Take this off like this. Then I'm gonna take this guy, and I'm funny about these eyelets. Remember how I talk? One's like this, or one's like this. I like to put it like that. So I'm gonna go over that existing stud and put the nut back on. I think, what am I gonna do? It doesn't have an outlet here. We have an outlet kind of here. I wonder if I face this guy like this, and then I'm gonna tighten it. Okay, tightening 13 milli. Remember, this is not a lug nut. All right, now I'm going to, actually, I digress, hold on, taking it back off. Don't drop the nut. I'm gonna go, just after looking at this, I'm gonna go on the other side of my big connector, and I'll explain to you in a minute why. That's gonna allow us to get just the right amount of bend to have this wire come out of that cover. All right, we'll go down here like this. Okay, this is up out of the way so you guys can totally see that's down there. All right, now this cover should finagle right back on. Yep. We got the fuse on the outside of the box cover. Oh, hold on. There we go, now it just clipped in. Okay, fuse location, I like it. That will leave this guy to kind of, I guess, just chill out right here. Or we could, I'll tell you what, we could do something like this. I forgot this is a steel body, and we can magnet any light we want to anywhere. All right, I'm gonna take this now that connection down at the junction box is covered. That looks good. That looks good. Maybe I'll go on the inside of that stud. All right, I can dig that. I can dig that. I can dig that. We don't have anything flopping. I mean, maybe I'll put one more right here just for shits and gits. All right. Oh yeah. Now it is not even sitting on that junction box. I'm assuming you guys know how to take out your air cleaner, because that is the next step we are going to do, and work this over to the alternator. Key is off. Disconnect the MAF sensor. Got a couple of connections down here. Ooh, it got me. Got my glove. Pop these off. We have an 8 milli. 8 milli right here. Pop this off. Even when I check the air filters, I like to disconnect or loosen this, because this allows us to have this pivot here, so you're not getting all bound up when you're putting the air filter in. And then we will take this guy off. I have an 8 milli here, and then we have a big 8 milli bolt right here that I can tell you is not the right bolt. Everybody, what bolt is that for? That pipe, not the air cleaner. So finagle, you don't have to take any of the coolant lines off. Just do what I'm doing right here. And now that gives us a whole bunch of access to this trough area right here. So I'll put this light maybe like this, and we're gonna take this harness and we'll go underneath this secondary coolant line and see if we get this light to magnet right here. And gonna use this harness as a highway and follow the whole front of the engine. Check that out. We got one zip tie right there. I'm gonna try to finagle one zip tie. I'm gonna try. That's gonna be kind of tough, but you know what? I will be able to get it. I'm gonna try right now. I'll show you the spots for the zippies, because it was kind of tough getting these things hot. But I have one zippy there. I have two zippies there, and I'm just gonna keep working my way around. I'll show you when I get to the other side. What I found useful was I just took the harness and got my little screwdriver, and I just pushed the harness all the way in that black trough, leaving, my alternator end right here. Okay, so I'm gonna work the wiring underneath all this other stuff. So I'm trying to work my phalanges down in here. Okay, I got the zip tie around the main harness. And I'm just pulling the zip tie, just pulling it tight. I've already got the alternator disconnected. Clip the zip tie. Pull it a little tighter. There we go. Okay, zip tie clipped. Now, if you guys are trying to figure out where the alternator connector is, you have, let's move this, you have the new harness, and you have, where is it at? Right here. You have the original alternator connector, okay? So that one's just gonna be chilling. We're not gonna be dealing with that no more. You can just kind of tuck it behind the alternator right now. But let's see if I can get a shot of that back side of the alternator. Yeah, there's the alternator. So let's see, do I go around the oil fill? I mean, I have some slack, might as well. Can I go on, can we get it? Oh yeah, see how we just did that? Let's go ahead and we're gonna hear the, oh, clicky, clicky, click. I'll route this down here. Maybe I'll put a zip tie over the CCV, no problemo. Get my phalanges. These are the first CCV boxes that they actually allowed you to disconnect it off the box, which was way nice. And guess what they started doing in 2025? They started putting this connection back just like they had back in 2012 and 11. And now you can take the tube off. So that's great. All right, I need to cut those. Come over here and give us a cut. I like it. So let's get this thing reassembled. Alternator and wire, I'm gonna clip these final zip ties, then we're gonna start it back up and verify we have no more battery life. Let's pop this back on. The 8 milli bolt that's not supposed to be in here. And make sure to get all your stuff on the air filter. We don't want this to get sucked up into the engine. Okay, air cleaner lid. This is why I like to have that loose, so you have that pivot. Mass airflow. Okay, and then our 8 milli. Make sure this is on all the way. All right, I like it. Now, since there was a code in the PCM, P0625 for the battery light, or the battery charging system, let's make sure that we have no more codes, and then ultimately our battery light's off. All right, old VCM3 time. Let's plug us in. Make sure we have no codes. What do we got on the clock? I forgot to look. Oh, 159,901. Imagine that. Okay, make sure our light's off. Let's get IDS powered up. Okay, self-test time. Let's go engine. Let's see what we have. Guess when the testing's done. When you see that right there, here we are. What is our code? P0620. All right, let's go ahead and clear that code. I said 625. Usually they're 625, but I forgot what this was. They had pulled it when they were in Florida. Let's make sure we have no code. And survey says pass code. Now it's going to be time to get this thing out of here and pulling in the sister truck for the same repair. This one going out. No more battery light. courtesy of Fleece Performance 11 through 16. Get your battery light fixed, get it taken care of. And if you have an Alumaduty, bring your Alumaduty because we'll fix that one too. I'll see you guys later. Make sure to check out the description, all the info. Make sure to like, comment, sub, share. Fleece Performance, fixing you right. We'll see you guys later.